What's going on, everybody? Welcome on in to another edition of the Voice of the Land right here on the Big Play Network, partnered with LPV Productions and, of course, brought to you by our friends at Greeny Sports Cards. More to come on them later, but you can reach out to them, greenysportscards.com. Get all the information on all of their shows. And, of course, through the end of this month, Ryan, we got a great giveaway going on right now through our social media page.
Yeah, it's a PSA 10 Darius Garland Prism rookie card. Super awesome, courtesy of Greenies. All you have to do is go onto Twitter. It's our pinned tweet there. Follow the instructions, like, tweet, retweet, comment, and then you're entered in. Like Kevin said, at the end of the month, we'll have a drawing live on here, and this card's really awesome. Someone's going to get a gem of a card, so really excited.
Have the rules changed? Can I enter yet?
No, you cannot.
Yeah, we're not changing.
No, unfortunately,
we can't do that.
No, this thing is really sick, though. We're really grateful that Greenies has provided it, and we're excited to give it away.
Well, speaking of Darius Garland and those Cleveland Cavaliers, Captain Clutch, as they call him, 18 points in the fourth quarter yesterday. Yeah. I know. If you want to be Debbie Downer, leave that to SNL, because don't even bring that up in here.
Debbie Downer?
Yeah.
On the Cavs?
Yeah.
Who's Debbie Downer?
Oh, it was only against the Nets. Oh, they have to prove it in the playoffs.
It was only against the Celtics. It was only against whoever of the Bucks. It's only dude, they just been beating up everybody. I don't know what it's only against.
Trust me, there are still people out there that are saying, "Oh, it has to be. We have to see it in the playoffs. That's all that matters."
Those people are morons.
They just don't enjoy life. I don't know what to tell you. Like, if that's how you are, like, that's totally fine. Like, I'm not telling you how to fan. I'm just telling you, don't bring it at me. Don't come at this podcast or anywhere near my vicinity, because this is wine and gold bubble right now.
I mean, in the mood I was in today, I'll take the smoke. I'm welcome. I'll just sit and I'm just going to gift you to death. That's what I do now, apparently. We won't say what it was about it.
I'm
you
not
go on my
getting
Twitter feed and watch it.
Bro's been having some Twitter beef all day.
That dude can just shove it.
Yeah, he's a psycho, but whatever.
Yeah, I've never had an interaction with him
for another time.
I blocked him.
Who's a psycho, though? Seriously, though.
If you're really interested in what's going on, you can go to Jay's Twitter and just.
It's not that interesting. I promise you.
It's really not.
I had fun with it, but you won't.
And it's not stuff that should be out there for public consumption either. And it's someone living in the 17th century. But the Cavs are not living in the 17th century. They weren't even around in the 17th century. They are the pinnacle of what basketball is. They have
taken. You know where they're living?
Where?
In the Central Division Championship Circle.
Yes. So as of last night, they are now Central Division champs, the first time since 2017-2018.
Does anybody follow Central Division champs or division champions in general? So the last 2 years, maybe I've even cared about this, but
the NBA site doesn't even care.
Right.
If you look, it shows you just the East and the West.
Right. But that's a great question. And I know division championships overall have not really gotten the emphasis that they did in the past. But I think here in Cleveland, we have definitely kind of turned a blind eye to it, because LeBron and the Cavs are winning those every single year that he was here. With this, like, it feels like each little step that this team takes, where it's everything without LeBron, it's basketball now. It's not LeBron and the Cavs. Some people say Donovan Mitchell and the Cavs, but you could say Darius Garland and the Cavs, Jared Allen and the Cavs, DeAndre Hunter and the Cavs. Like,
Evan Mobley.
That's what this group is all about. It is one unit that so many guys impact the game. LeBron brought lower level guys up to a level that they never ever saw in their career again. But now Donovan Mitchell makes teammates better and other guys make teammates better, but there's an impact without having to be force-fed by Donovan or raised up by Donovan. There are so many guys that impact this team, and that's why they can go so deep. And they're not running guys into the ground this season like the Knicks are. And
dude, their own players are like, can we get a break? Like, this kind of sucks, bro. Like, I forget who it was, but one of their star players, the guy they picked up from the Nets, I think. He's like, can we have some less minutes? Our body or just can't take this no more. Like, that's pretty bad, dude.
Real quick, speaking of basketball, Ohio State not going to make the NCAA tournament. They just got beat by Iowa. So
why does that not, like, I get excited when they're in it, but if they don't get in it, I'm like, yeah, whatever.
They've been in it for a while, I think.
Football, whatever.
I'm right now. I'm concerned about Michi Johnson because nobody's seen Michi.
Right.
He's from he went to Garfield Heights. You know,
he played ball right down the street.
his
from me.
brother in 2026, who's the best player in Ohio this year, Marcus Johnson, who's not going to go to college until 2026. Like,
did I ever tell you my Sonny Johnson story?
No.
So growing up, Sonny Johnson dated my neighbor, and we had a basketball hoop on our garage.
Yeah.
And he dunked because we asked him to dunk on it, and it was just a cheap hoop, and he broke the rim. He's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, dude, that was the coolest thing I've ever seen. We don't care.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it." My dad was kind of ticked off about it.
Yeah.
Wait,
what did you say?
He said it under his breath so that people wouldn't get it, but I heard him.
What
did you say?
Yeah, Slider dated my third grade teacher. Yep.
Slider.
Yep.
Okay, like, can I just please tell me, like, the person in the costume dated
No,
yeah,
it was. Yeah.
Okay, she wasn't like one of those weird furries or something.
No, it wasn't
like,
a furry. No, he was a real guy. She like
Slider
had a poster on the
he's
door.
He's got a Slider girlfriend and a real life girlfriend.
She had
like,
a poster on
the
door. It was like a 6 foot tall poster, and it was like him, like with half of the Slider costume.
I'll give you
down.
a hot take.
And then he would show up and like he was cool. He's a cool guy. So I
can't stand Slider. I wish he would go away. I think he's the lamest.
So Michi Johnson.
All of our mascots, I cannot stand Slider. He annoys me for some reason. He looks like a bowl of Fruit Loops threw up and the monster came from it.
I will not have you disgrace Slider.
I will do all the disgracing.
I will not have you disgrace Slider.
There's nothing you could do about it because I will hate on that little.
Sorry for opening that can.
Alien.
How the heck did we just get from Cavs to Ohio State basketball to Slider dating someone's third grade teacher?
Yep.
And Sonny Johnson breaking my hoop. Yeah, that's what
all I was trying to say was, like, I'm wishing Michi the best because no one has seen him a part of the program or around Ohio State since December. So nobody knows what's going on. And he came back after going to South Carolina. He left Ohio State, went to South Carolina, came back, got the NIL deal, and just no one had seen him since that point. So I hope everything is well with Michi. Everything is well with the Cleveland Cavaliers. They won 15 straight. Yes, you see by the title, we're going streaking.
You guys, is KFC still open by any chance?
Is what?
KFC open? You don't know the movie reference?
Oh,
that's cool.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's what
we're going streaking in the quad.
I didn't hear what you were saying originally. So like,
whatever, you ruined it.
My boy Blue.
I am not driving this ship well tonight. That is not.
I'm taking it off the rails up and right here.
You haven't been here.
I know.
And you are just taking this down the wrong train.
You're laughing. You'd be all right.
Yes, we have a lot of fun on the show. We definitely do. But I mean, Ryan, just looking at this team, I know that they've had to make some comebacks in this 15-game win streak, but it's hard to win in the NBA, and especially when you have three guys out. Like, it's not an excuse. You should beat the Brooklyn Nets and beat them handily. But does it look like at times this team is bored, and they have found that when they ratchet up the screws defensively, like, there's just no one that can stop them?
Yeah, I don't necessarily think they're bored. I think they're ready for the playoffs. What I really like is that, like, I actually like that we're sitting Donovan Mitchell, DeAndre Hunter, Ty Jerome's not playing. I like that Kenny's messing with these lineups to and these teams we're down a bunch, but we're coming back against adversity and down a couple star players. It's simulating a couple certain situations that we could see coming into the playoffs. And I think every single time, 15 straight games where we're overcoming these adversities, no matter who's on the court. So I don't think they're bored. I think they're ready for the playoffs. I think they defensively have stepped it up, and I think that shows they're not bored. I just think they're just ready to just go win a championship.
And Jay, this team has been number one lead this whole time, but it doesn't feel like they have a great time together, but they don't want to celebrate any of these little milestones that they pass.
That's Donovan Mitchell. That's him definitely setting the tone with that. He's like, it's great what we're doing and all, but we know we haven't done anything yet, and they haven't. And we're like we always say, enjoy the ride, the ups and downs. Well, with this team, it's pretty much been almost all ups the entire season, but they're staying humble, and I love that. Dude.
Right.
Like, and I also love what you were talking about, Ryan, is how he's trying out these different lineups because he's got we're pretty much almost 100% healthy right now, which is awesome. And he's now seeing like what works. Watch when we played the Celtics, I think they didn't even play really the two bigs, Allen and Mobley, and that's how they
Mhm.
came back. They went small ball on him and guarded that three ball shot and took it out away from him.
Right.
He found a way to beat them, and that's going to help in those 7-game series. That he's like, I got this in my back pocket. I can deploy this kind of offense and this kind of defense, and it's tested and sound by now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You know, it's interesting because I consume a lot of different sports talk, whether it's podcasts, radio shows, whatever it might be. And I was driving home from work today, and I heard someone describe Kenny Atkinson as saying that if he was in sports talk radio in this town, like people would not like him. They would hate him, honestly, for how much he criticizes his own team. And I think that that's what's kept this team on that path. And I think that's where, you know, Donovan kind of picked it up a little bit more. We would hear Donovan say these things from time to time, but not as consistently as he has this year. Like every single post-game interview, whether it's Serena Winters or someone on ESPN or TNT, they want him to say like, yeah, we're going to go win the championship, or like say something along those lines. They're trying to get that juicy thing out of him. And yet he just goes back to, we haven't done anything yet. And that's exactly the mindset that this team has to have. I know, joking about people that aren't enjoying this and they just want to judge them on the playoffs. Guess who's going to judge them harder on how they do in the playoffs than anybody else can do?
Yeah.
It's going to be this roster, this team, because they know that that's what is ultimately what they're going after. But you have to play the regular season. They can't show that yet. They're trying to build up the habits and the chemistry and playing their best basketball going into the playoffs.
It seems like they're gearing up right now. Like they're starting, like their defense has gotten better and better and better. And just, I think correct me if you know this correct stat and I'm saying it wrong. I think it's like 9 during the streak, like 9 different players have led them in scoring.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
That's insane, dude. That is absolutely insane. Like you got Ty Jerome, who is a godsend for, like, no one saw this coming except for them in their summer league. And they just want to see if he was going to continue on. And he sure in the hell is continue on. That dude has got confidence out the yin yang. Like he's not afraid of anything or any moment or any player.
Yeah.
He will go right at them and shoot it from anywhere. Then you have Sam Merrill, who's playing amazing defense. And obviously we know he could shoot the ball. Like, dude, you just go right down this line. Like Max Strus, who I was tough on not too long ago, dude. I was wrong, like saying maybe we should trade him. Like he has come on and he has been balling.
He has found his groove since coming back from injury. And it took a little bit longer than maybe he even expected it to, but he's finding his rhythm at the right time. And you talk about Max Strus, Ryan, the other night against the Bucks, who everybody thought, you know, like it was going to be, and it was at different parts against the Bucks. It was a great game where, you know, a team that's won 7-10, the Bucks are starting to climb the ranks in the Eastern Conference. And, you know, it was in the Bucks' house. Milwaukee fans, they show up, they show out just like Cleveland fans do, not putting them on the same level as us. I'm just saying, like, in their way, they show up and they show out. And that arena does get loud. And yet nobody scores over 20 points or even 20 points.
My buddy I went to high school is the scoreboard engineer in Milwaukee. That's why they get loud. He's a professional.
Yeah, he's professional.
He learned with he was Casey Coulis's boss, dude.
Wow. Jeez.
So, boom.
That's insane. But I mean, again, Max Strus only has 17. Just what you would want maybe from him as a starter, but also if he transitions coming off the bench, like if they flip-flop with him and Hunter,
right.
that's a good stat line, a point total for him. He was the leading scorer, and they still won by double digits against the Bucks. Like the fact that it comes from every different angle. It is very difficult to defend this team. Really, we talked about it last week, I think, Ryan. They're battling themselves because that defense that we saw in the fourth quarter, end of third quarter, fourth quarter yesterday, that's if they can play that all game long, or at least as consistently as possible through the 4 quarters, and they can keep on scoring, like possession by possession is what the playoffs are. And this team can get a bucket different ways, and they just have to continue to ratchet up the defense because they're capable of doing, and that's what they were built on the last few years.
Yeah, and I think that's honestly a testament to Donovan Mitchell and the way he's been able to step back. He's used to being that superstar, and like you said, any given night we can have a different guy be the top scorer. And honestly, I think Donovan Mitchell deserves to be the MVP. I'm very biased, of course. It's probably going to be Shea or maybe
maybe
Joker.
not be the MVP. But
he should be in the conversation for sure.
The
Nationally, he's
conversation
not.
should be like,
he's the best player on the best team in the NBA, and
Yep.
the Cavs nationally are not getting the respect that they deserve, and it pisses me off. I'm tired of it. I feel like I'm
Stephen A.
always.
Smith stood up for us today.
He's a
shocked.
goofball, so I don't really care. But
So I have an interesting take on all that, where people are saying that we're not getting the respect that we deserve nationally.
we haven't earned it, right? But
Yeah, I have actually seen it more nationally.
I
I
watch
would
SportsCenter on a
actually
regular.
say that
We're
us,
starting
all
to
of
get
us here in Cleveland need to do a better job of pushing them. Like
I'm trying my
fans
hardest.
and
I mean, not us. We do a damn good job,
Well, yes.
and I'm just gonna
but
tote us.
I'm just saying, like,
yeah, we got this.
overall, like because people, if you bring up the conversation, they will talk about it and they'll show their excitement and all that. But it seems more like people say that we're getting disrespected nationally when I'm starting to hear Stephen A. Smith, Charles Barkley, Shaq. I know Kendrick Perkins kind of goes back and forth, but
Kendrick
Oh.
Perkins refuses to give us our flowers, dude. He drives me nuts.
he has,
I
and then he
can't.
like takes it back because he holds more his time in Boston to heart than he does his time here in Cleveland. Because remember, he was a former Cleveland Cavalier, was Kendrick Perkins.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to hear about the Cavs and them getting these interviews post game and with Scott Van Pelt on SportsCenter and all of that. But we know that right now it's free agency and the draft is coming up, and that's still the hot button, and rightfully so, because this is a football town. But I think we need to do a better job of keeping, especially the team that's in season, when the Browns are in their off season and they are having a lot of success like they are. They need to kind of get that equal time. I know every report, and if we'll talk about it here in a minute, a report of a guy visiting town that stops the conversation, and that goes right back to the Browns. I think just overall as a city, I think we can do a better job of making sure that they're on equal playing field. And we already know that, our great media here, our great fans here, when those playoffs start, that arena is going to feel like it used to, but it's going to just have that, I don't know, it just feels more free nowadays because it's not the biggest thing. And you guys know how big of a LeBron fan I am, and I will always be a big LeBron fan. I don't want to get into the whole him and Stephen A. Like, his son is a basketball player. He is more than welcome to be criticized, but LeBron has every right to be a dad and come up and say things. It's just going to be more publicized. I don't see it as a weak move like Stephen A. said, but Stephen A. is right that, look, he's a basketball player. We have to criticize him. He's going to get more criticism than any 55th overall pick will ever
what's
do.
funny? I thought that was the most non-big story there was.
I know.
I was like, dude, who cares?
I know.
Why is everyone making a big
he
deal
had to
out
make a justification
Because
of why
it's
LeBron
LA.
was standing over him, So
Yeah.
It's LeBron.
Yeah.
It's in LA, and that's going to get overblown.
Yeah,
and
and
that's what, dude.
it looks like LeBron's standing over him, but that's because LeBron's 6'8",
right, yeah.
and Stephen A's just like an average, like he's average height. He might be around like 6 feet, but like that's like when you get over 6 feet, like that's how much bigger you start to look than just those average.
They
height
should have did
people.
the thing with like the Jamie Foxx, Kevin Garnett commercial when he's like, blah, blah, blah. And Jamie Foxx stands up, and then Kevin Garnett stands up. He's way taller, and he's like, hold on. And then he grabs a little thing, stands on top, and gets even taller. He's like, yeah, I'm on your level now. That would have been that. Now that would have been funny. But yeah, I thought everyone made a big deal about it. That was so stupid.
But
Like,
I mean,
oh wow, a dad's mad because someone criticized his son. Oh wow, a dude that does sports criticizes a player. No crap. That's gonna happen.
I know it's gonna happen, and it happens so often in sports, whether youth athletics or whatever. Like, you don't see it because it's not it. That doesn't involve prominent figures like that did. But I am such a big fan of LeBron that I still criticize him for different things. I think that him not being in the dunk contest killed the dunk contest. There's other things that I've criticized him for because I don't want to just be like, I'm, bow down to the king or anything, but people that disrespect him, when he's gone, everybody's going to be throwing their flowers at him and like, oh, I wish we would have like enjoyed it more when he was
No,
around.
the people that don't like him, they'll always not like him. Dude, trust me. I know some people like that. They're just
And it
not
sucks.
going to stop hating. on them. And if they want to, fine, whatever. You're allowed to do whatever you want.
But the
Just-
issue always was that team, when he was around, always thought they could flip that switch. And especially in his second stint, those regular seasons were frustrating to get through. Like we were begging time to go faster to get to the playoffs because we knew LeBron was going to turn it on and he was
It's
going to
funny.
find a way to get his team to turn
that
it
team
on.
was bored with the regular season, and so were the fans.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like that this
It's
year.
not.
No.
It's not because
I
this team is relentless in their pursuit of what Kenny says he doesn't like hearing is what Donovan Mitchell promotes: perfection. Like if there, no one is ever perfect, and I know like Donovan Mitchell understands that. But if you are striving for the highest level, you continue to push yourself to try to get there. And you don't get complacent. And this team, I don't think, has gotten complacent. Maybe they have lost some defensive principles at times, or they've started games slow. But again, an 82-game season, those ebbs and flows are always going to happen. And yet they're 55-10.
That's
Like, I mean, like, just wrap your head around that. They're
Dude,
55-10.
how good they
DeAndre
are.
Hunter is 14-0 as a Cleveland Cavalier.
Dude,
And we're undefeated with our new name change of our arena too. So
Yeah,
yeah, Rocket
Arena is.
Can you guys name a franchise that lost a player of like a LeBron, a Michael Jordan, a Kobe of that caliber that bounced back as quick as they did? The Lakers, they didn't bounce back until they got, I don't know, LeBron, and it took another player like that caliber in a shortened season
It's
to
not
help
gonna be the
them, 'cause
Mavericks.
Mm-mm.
AD didn't play long enough to get hurt, but
Yeah.
dude, I can't think of any. I mean, the
so-
Spurs, but they went from David Robinson to Tim Duncan. Like,
Right.
with
but when
Manu
Tim
and
Duncan left,
Parker
look
and-
how terrible they've been.
Yeah, they like even and the unfortunate like the issues with Wemby to like because that team was starting to ascend. You were starting to see Wemby put what everybody expected him to do, put that out for the world to see. Like that is a very skilled basketball player, a very scary situation, and like hopefully he's able to come back. But even Greg Popovich is going through health issues, and he had to step away from the team. Will we ever see him again? I
doubt it.
honestly, like, I hope not, because I'm hoping for the best for Greg Popovich. Like, that is a Hall of Fame coach that, like you said, when you lose those level of people, you don't see organizations turn it around as quickly as this organization has been able to do. And that is a credit to Kobe Altman, to Mike Gansey, to Dan Gilbert, who all learned what it was like to lose LeBron the first time and what they went through to the point where he came back. And I think that they were better set up with everything they learned. And I know Kobe Altman wasn't at the helm and all of that, but they've promoted within like the Guardians do.
Like literally the last year we had LeBron, he wasn't happy that we didn't go all in and trade that first round pick that we had. That I think turned into
Sexton.
No, I turned into Garland because they had Sexton. I think with
No.
LeBron.
I think because Sexton was like campaigning for LeBron to play with them and never did.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, Sexton was that draft pick after the guy left.
Which we
Which-
end up using as part of the thing to get down Mitchell. My point being,
Yeah.
by not caving into LeBron like they did the first years around,
Mhm.
they saved that draft pick. Like, no, because we don't know what you're going to do. You prove that you could leave, and good for you if you want to, but we got to protect our future too. And they were smart by doing that.
And Ryan, they were
Yeah.
able to prove to a New York guy that's still like, people can get on him. I don't care. Like, he's a Mets fan. His dad was a part of the organization. Like, he's from New York. We get on LeBron because he was a
Kevin.
fan of New York, but he was from here. That stuff is ridiculous. But a guy that was from New York was positioning themselves
Right.
to get Donovan Mitchell when this contract ended. And everybody said he was gone. To be able to a high-level superstar in this league to prove that Cleveland is the place where you can reach the heights that you want to reach.
Well, yeah,
You put in the work, and
we're
you're
the two best GMs in the league right
Right.
now.
I mean,
Like Oklahoma City Thunder,
Yeah.
and Kobe Altman, who I think is going to
I can't
win.
remember the guy's name at OKC.
I can't either
Mhm.
because I
They have
don't
a
know any
1,000
of the other
first-round picks, though.
GMs in the league. To be honest with you, but
Who's the GM of the Oklahoma City Thunder? I'm just gonna use my phone because I don't really care. Just shows me the roster. All right.
that's great.
Good.
Okay.
So, anyways, OKC and ours, and it's proven. Like, look at how many years and all these excellent draft picks that Kobe Altman's made, and not all of them are like high draft picks, and they've all been hit. Like even Okoro,
Mhm.
like everyone thought he was a bust. Like
Right.
look at what he's turned into. Like he's one of the best defensive lockdown players we have on this team, especially when you were like you watched that Celtics game when
Mhm.
the hell Jason Tatum was playing all those long minutes, and they're like, all right, Okoro, put your bulldog mentality and sick
He's
that
like
boy.
Yeah.
And he locked him down.
He's like our Tabo Cephalosha with the OKC
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah.
Like that's
He's your 6th man defensively.
right.
Yeah, and I know that like I think they got him 5th overall in the draft as well. Like they got Garland the year or two
6th.
before, 6th or something like. But right around that,
Right after
Um,
the guy we wanted was Hunter,
Right.
yeah,
who we eventually got.
yes.
Kobe
But
got his guy.
I mean, it's
That has got to be the most perfect trade piece I've seen so far.
I know, and that's exactly what everybody's been clamoring for.
Like everyone's
For a
like
while.
Jimmy Butler made all the headlines because he's the
Mhm.
bigger name, but they weren't all that good. Like,
Right.
like the Warriors were like, okay, are we going to get in the play-in or the playoffs? They got him, and they look like they're a little more solidified. Our team was like, are we a championship contender? Like, we're missing that one little
Yeah.
piece, and we didn't just get that one little piece, like an all right guy. Like this guy is unreal. He just plugged right in, fit perfectly.
And they saved the first round pick too, which is just crazy, you know.
Dude, they needed to get below the cap also,
Yeah.
and they did that. They got better and got below the cap. Again, Kobe Altman, GM of the year.
I agree.
I mean, it's the keep it simple, stupid method too. Like, I mean, they knew that everybody knew they had an issue on the wing with length and defending,
For
and
years.
great that Karis LeVert and even George Niang is hitting career numbers now in Atlanta. Like, I love to see that for them because of the impact that they had. And if this team does win a championship, they get a lot of credit as well because they're
Right.
part of that group that turned things around to this point. But DeAndre Hunter was the type of player on the wing that they needed.
A
that
big
could
wing.
Score, length.
I
can
can hear
defend.
Kin.
The defense
Brooklyn.
is huge.
Ryan doesn't know Kin in Brooklyn. Kevin knows Kin in Brooklyn. He's the mayor of hoops.
Did you hear about him?
Yeah, he called today. I
Yeah.
loved it. And I was just like, man, he's
All the best.
So
man.
happy
All the
and-
best.
just overcame a whole bunch of health issues
Oh.
and like he was not doing good. Dude bounced back, seemed just so happy to call into the like he's a legendary caller, dude.
Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, Michael Red Guy gave him the nickname the Mayor of Hoops. Like he knows his stuff. But for years, this dude's been saying the Cavs need a big wing. I need a wing. And dude, to hear him today and knowing that they finally got the wing, I'm like,
Yeah.
my man, dude. I'm so glad
Yeah.
to hear him today.
And did it suck that it was a 2-for-1? Absolutely. But
And they're
Again-
doing good out there, dude.
Yeah.
George Niang's balling out
Absolutely.
in Atlanta.
like you do have a Okoro who's shorter than Hunter, but has that length and is known as a defender. And yeah, you can go back and say like, oh, like, you know, he was a first round pick, but is only like a role player and just known for his defense and can slash to the rim.
Most first
Okay,
round picks
great.
are.
Like the team built around that to make sure. And guess what? In the game of college basketball, that's like the way that guys just come out right away. And when they're really not ready to come to the NBA, like, you know, some of the guys that came from high school, there's a reason why that rule changed.
Darius Miles.
Darius Miles, there's others that didn't really have success early on and then had to find it in year 2 or year 3. Like, there's not as much, and we haven't seen NIL impact college basketball yet, but it's going to happen. If Cooper Flag doesn't come out to the NBA draft, which I'd be shocked by the way, from Duke, it's because of NIL. And then, now you're waiting for that next,
He's
that
all
next
right.
chance to get that great player. But there really hasn't been those like deep drafts like we saw with LeBron's and D Wade and Carmelo Anthony and all that. Like those don't happen nearly as often. And even those were rare at those times. So they have found a way to put role pieces into this team that have high level of basketball IQ and talent, and
It's so
also
funny you say
add
that.
the other find and pinpoint the other talent that they wanted to bring from outside in. And DeAndre Hunter has absolutely just taken to this culture, to this team. He's having fun, and it helps that he has his national championship
Best friend.
brother and
Yeah.
best friend, roommate, Ty Jerome on this team. Like that, I absolutely love it.
And they have a competition right now where they're trying to both go for sixth man of the year. So,
Yeah.
so it's just awesome. He
Mhm.
just bought into the culture immediately, was accepted, and dude is rolling. It's
You
really
could-
fun to see.
I was just in a debate with some unknown names we're not going to mention too, and who's the other girl that came up last year in the female college basketball?
Angel
Angel
Reese.
Reese.
Yeah, Angel
Yeah.
Reese. And they're like,
Okay.
she's not a good basketball player. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? He's like, oh, she can't shoot. I'm like, do you like? And I'm like, you didn't play basketball, did you? And they're like, no, I never played, but I like watching, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, you got to understand, like, you could be a phenomenal basketball player and not be able to score at all.
Yeah.
Like,
That's me.
you could just be a
It's
straight
true.
defender, rebounder, and you are a phenomenal
She is-
basketball player.
She is a hell of a rebounder.
Dude, she is insanely. She's got how many double doubles in a row? Like, people don't realize how damn hard it is to actually score 10 points in a basketball game. 10 points.
Mhm.
That is not easy. I played rec leagues for years, dude, and it's actually hard. And it made me appreciate when people average 25 points. Like, that's insane to me. And I know it's like the averages are all high in the NBA more than what they were, and that's just a higher average because of the way they structured the game. But
I mean, it's the
I hate when people say like just people aren't good basketball players. Like, I hate Joakim Noah. I can't stand that dude.
Yeah,
He
me
is a
too.
hell of a basketball player, and he shot
talentless
probably
hack.
the worst shot I've ever seen in
He's
my
a turd.
entire life.
He
Yeah,
hates
that was-
Cleveland.
that
I
was-
don't.
I don't like him.
He's a
That was a
turd.
talentless hack. Trust me.
Huh?
That was a talentless hack.
Yeah.
Like Joakim Noah was not very good. Draymond Green
No,
is
dude,
overrated. for the type of
Joakim
player
Noah
that he
was
is.
good. He was a good basketball. I
was-
don't give
He
a
was
hell
great in
what
the
hell you
Geico
say.
commercials.
You know why? He's in the NBA for a reason. He's a
Well,
hell
yes,
of a good
but like
basketball
at
player.
that level,
National champion
But
too.
he's considered average.
Yeah, he's a good basketball player. I'm not
Ah.
saying like,
Average is not good. It's average, then good, then great. He was average.
dude, I don't know.
Joakim Noah was absolutely average, and then
You
he
gotta
just
take
took
him
the
for
shot
what
at
he is, though. That's my point. Like,
yeah, but then he
I
took the
already-
shot at Cleveland. And
it's
it
like
just made
saying
it worse.
Okoro. Okoro's average, but you make it sound like it's a bad thing. My point is, it's okay to be average. You could still be a good basketball player, and you're just average. Long as you do your role and your job the right
Yes,
way,
but
which his role was to be an aggravator, a defensive player, and a rebounder. And I hate him. I can't stand Joakim
But he got
Noah.
more attention, just like Draymond. They get more attention than they deserve, and that's because they also bring that attention to themselves by being absolute assholes on the basketball court. And
Oh,
off the
agreed.
basketball
Yeah.
court.
and in
Like,
practice.
Okoro is not going to get that kind of attention because he is a quality person.
Dude, I'll
And yes,
put
he's
money
average,
if
and
you
I
look
love
back
what he does for this
and
team.
for average rebounds in like the top 10 when he was playing Joakim Noah, I put money that he was in the top 10 rebounds as an average player. And
Yeah.
if you're in the top 10 of rebounding in a league, and then you're a good basketball player.
Well, he was kind of like Angel Reese, where they shoot a lot of bricks on layups. They can't finish at the rim. Now that's
And that's what he was
where-
trying to say. He's like, oh, she gets all her rebounds on offensive boards. I'm like, she's getting buckets and she's still getting bored. Like,
She gets boards, then buckets.
Yeah, but-
She gets boards, then a bucket, is what it is. That's how she gets to 10. Like that's the stat line. When she was getting all those double doubles, that was the stat line that she was slowly getting to in a game. And it would take a long time. And I know it's difficult at the professional level to play 10 points or to score 10 points. But she would get a bunch of rebounds, couldn't finish at the rim, then finally would. So it was boards and a bucket. What I love is, and with the talent that she actually has and came to LSU with and won the national championship with, is a person like Lisa Leslie is taking time out of her days to go and be with Angel Reese and continue to work on that craft and being more physical to get more rebounds, but also score the basketball at a better clip. That is what Angel Reese is working on by being an unrivaled and in the offseason. And I've seen all those videos.
she's like the Verjao of the WNBA.
I
She's
would
such a hustle. Like, she is a hustle.
I would
player.
put her higher than that.
Really?
I'm just saying, like, it's
Yeah.
just that style. Like, they get
Yeah.
the rebounds on just being.
She's
There's
only
a
been
lot
in 2
playing
years,
hard.
guys. I mean,
Yeah.
this is crazy.
There's
Yeah,
more
we're-
talent in
How did I get so
in
far
Angel
into
Reese. What?
She's got a
Yeah.
McDonald's meal
Because you
named
said
after
that
her,
you
so.
said
Hey,
that
man,
you got
I
in an
love
argument.
the orange high C, bro.
Because
I
you
love the
said you
orange
got
high
into an
C.
argument about
Yeah, I know.
if she was good or not, and she's a great rebounder. She
Which
needs.
if you're a great rebounder, you're a good basketball player, in my opinion. Is what I'm saying.
you're a great rebounder. You're not
you're
a great
good.
basketball player.
I didn't say great. I said good. You're good. If
You're
you're a
decent.
great rebounder,
I'm gonna
means
put
you're a good
decent in between
basketball
average
player.
and good.
whatever. Now I feel like I'm having this damn argument all over again. I'm like, dude,
I'm just saying, like, again, it's
like
Angel
Theo
Reese.
Ratliff, that dude, all he could do is rebound and block shots, but he was so damn good at it. He was a good basketball player.
But how many times do you hear that name brought up?
He's not, I didn't say he was great or one.
I
of the
know.
greats.
That's what I'm
just
saying.
He was good basketball player.
He was good at rebounds.
He was good. Yeah, made him a
and
good
blocks.
basketball player.
Like he had a niche on the basketball floor, but that doesn't make you a good basketball player.
No, if you're a great basketball player, you could do a whole bunch of things. If you're a good basketball player, you could do something really good.
Sorry, I agree with Kevin. I was a wrestler.
You're
I
both
suck
wrong,
at
but
basketball,
whatever.
and I'm a great rebounder, but I cannot shoot the basket to save my
Yeah,
life. I
like,
don't have a jump shot.
again,
So I
but
suck
like,
at basketball,
If
but I
your
can rebound the
job
ball.
is to just rebound, and you got scorers around you, and you do your job, just like football players, dude. Not everyone just has the glory of being the
I love
quarterback.
this, actually.
or this.
Like, not agreeing and stuff. I love it.
Yeah, thank God for once.
And are we yelling at each other?
No.
No.
And
Having a great conversation.
a guard, everyone's like, it's just a guard. But dude, if you're a good guard, you're a good football player. Like, that's just how it works. If you do your job right, you're good at it, which makes you good at your sport. It helps your team win.
Yes, but in
the-
football positions matter.
The perception
more than
of the good
basketball.
football player is a skill position or a defensive. you
yeah.
know.
Maybe I'm defending this because literally when I played, my job, even though I could score, we had better scores than I did.
Yeah.
So they're like, you could play defense better than anyone we know. So whoever's their high score, I had to usually guard, long as they weren't above 6'5".
Yeah, but you would
But I
still,
could rebound.
but you would still be a good basketball player because you said you could score the ball, and
I
there was
couldn't
just- there
shoot
were
like
so
they
many other.
could.
There were
I
so
was
many.
a horrible shooter.
Well, then you were just a really
You're a
good
really
defender
rebounder.
or a
So
great
I
defender.
I politely disagree. I think I was a good basketball
You guys just
player.
need to do one-on-one and figure it out.
Yeah.
So
That's
Maybe it's,
you may not want to do that.
oh, Jay.
I'll beat you up.
I know you'll beat me up.
I could hurt you.
This won't be a game. This won't be a basketball game.
I'd beat you in basketball.
I'm gonna come out with like there's gonna be like kendo. It's gonna turn into like a
Here's
a
the
no
problem.
holds barred wrestling match. There's gonna be kendo sticks and chairs and everything.
No, I'll just box you out, man. Too strong for you.
Oh man, you gotta.
I only played with Kevin one time, and he was on my team, and I had to chase around Mike Rizzo for an hour, dude. Dude, that dude just doesn't stop
Yeah,
moving. If
He
you
doesn't.
anyways,
All I'm saying.
I'm a good
is-
basketball player.
all
And
I'm
so is
saying-
Angel Reese.
All
Yes.
I'm saying is if you can, and she does more than just rebound though. She just doesn't. She doesn't execute on the talent that she has. She needs to hone that craft, and that's what she's trying to do. I'm not here to diminish the impact on basketball. I didn't say women's basketball.
Wait, hold on.
I said
What
basketball.
about offensive players like Steph Curry, who shoots lights out
great
but
shooter.
can't play a lick of defense?
But
Is he a
Can't or
good
chooses not
basketball
to.
player because he can only do one thing?
But he
good?
can rebound from the guard position. He gets assists. He does. play
Anybody
the
can
point guard,
rebound. You just got to grab the ball when it comes to you.
but he's not. I
As
can't,
I'm destroying my other argument.
Steph Curry, like that is a great basketball player.
I agree.
That is an elite shooter that I will like. He doesn't come into my conversation for greatest
Dennis
of
Rodman.
all time in basketball. He's the greatest shooter
There's your
of all
comparison.
the time.
Angel Reese is like, and I don't want to compare her off
Yeah,
the
let's-
court, but on the
yeah,
court,
yeah.
she's very much like
Basketball
Dennis
wise, yeah.
Rodman.
Yeah, that's really unfair to Angel Reese. And maybe I'm being a little unfair to her too. But,
But if
I'm
you're
just
comparing
saying,
her basketball wise, it's a hell of a compliment because that dude
I'm
is
just
one of
saying
the
if you-
greatest rebounders ever.
if
Couldn't
you-
shoot a lick.
if
but
you do
is-
one thing well on the basketball floor, like, and it helps you win a championship because you need everybody. That's great, but it doesn't make you a good basketball player.
Yeah, it does.
An elite basketball player.
We're not going to agree on this,
No.
guy.
To me, an elite basketball player can do everything at an exceptional level. A great basketball player can do everything at a great level. A good basketball player can do a little bit of everything and can be your leading scorer, a night here
Wait a
or a night
second.
there.
Would you rather have a guy who could just do a little bit of everything okay, or have a guy who could just do something better than everybody else?
I'd rather have the good basketball player that can do a little bit of everything.
I'd rather have the guy I can find those guys.
Depends on the pieces that are around him. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's subjective.
I'd rather have the good. I'd rather have the good.
That's
basketball
we'd
player that
have
can
to
do
have a
little bit
whole
of
roster,
everything.
and we'd have to break down
Yeah.
what the
Right.
person's great at, what the team needs. Do you see why this was me? This argument we had though in a friend's house was like, it was a good argument.
Yeah,
It really
yeah.
is,
And like we're having a great discussion. Like
and no one saw this coming.
Angel Reese has
I took it off the rails again.
Yes, Angel Reese has impacted and raised the attention on women's basketball, but just is a great impact on the game of basketball overall. And I think that is
She got a
why.
great meal at McDonald's.
Does she?
I don't eat
I
fast
can't
food.
eat it. So like,
Yeah.
I
Dude, you got it. It comes with the high C that's in a
I don't
burger.
drink pop either.
Hmm?
I don't
High
drink
C's
pop
no.
or eat fast food.
That's
No.
good.
stay
You're
clean.
healthy. Someone
Stay
on
clean.
someone
No.
on this show should stay healthy.
No dye,
Kevin's
nothing.
forced to stay healthy.
No, I'm not. Do you see this?
I wasn't bringing it up. Man.
Epitome of
Because
male
all of the
peak
good stuff that's
performance.
gluten free and dairy free is all junk food, and I've been bad at it. So this Lent, I didn't give up anything, but I am trying to be better at limiting. Trying to start a good habit of limiting
Sugary
the
tea
bad
drink.
stuff. Yeah, you drink all of that. Yeah, I definitely can't do that kind of stuff. We're doing all of this to try to avoid the thing that we don't want to talk about.
I want to talk. I'm ready.
I know you are, and you're always ready. But I have to mention Greeny Sports Cards first because they do a lot of great things. They have NIL deals with student athletes. They have, I think, Hannah Hidalgo from Notre Dame is connected with them.
Yeah.
They go out to Notre Dame to watch her play all the time. One of the best players in college basketball this
They're
year.
sending
especially-
Jeremy Levine everywhere, apparently.
Hmm?
They send Jeremy Levine
Yeah.
everywhere.
Jeremy goes everywhere, and of course Steve Greenberg, who we talk to a lot. They go live every Tuesday night on social media, and they have there's at least once a month they have a Kirtland show at the Kirtland Senior Center. They're going to have a Pokemon card show, plus the other cards
They got the big show coming up here next month, right?
next month in April, and right now they are giving away a chance to get a free table.
Yeah.
So make sure to go over to their social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, and look for the rules because they have all that kind of stuff pinned.
Another contest I'm not allowed to win, probably.
Do we need a table? Wait, I don't have it.
I just want to win something, Kevin.
Yeah, it would be nice to win something. Be nice to win a lottery, that's for sure. But make sure to reach out, greenysportscards.com, easiest way to get connected with them. And you mentioned you were talking about football earlier and all of that. You mentioned Jimmy Butler.
It's your man, Jimmy Butler. If you know the song, you know the song.
So Jimmy Butler utilized the NBA culture and forced his way out of Miami, and sat and
Him
pouted.
amongst many others.
Yes, because it is a player-driven league. On the opposite end of the spectrum, someone that would like to be like Jimmy Butler but can't be because he plays in the NFL, that is Myles Garrett. Since we last had a show, of course, on Sunday, the news came down that he was re-signing, and seems like it's all about the money. I don't know. I don't know what changed. His agent said he had change of heart, but he signs a $40 million a year deal. I think $123 million guaranteed, the highest, which is going to change very soon with Jamar Chase and players like that. But he has made things more difficult. Myles and the Browns have made things more difficult for Cincinnati because Jamar Chase wants to be the highest non-quarterback paid in the NFL.
And they're broke asses.
Mike Brown can't
it.
afford it.
Mike
Yeah.
Brown
Can't afford it.
So
All I
they're-
ever think
so-
about is when they have the TV.
He's got to have the
card
money
for
in
their-
escrow, and he doesn't have that.
So you look at the positives, you're helping your team while also putting other teams, especially teams in your division, in a bind. Now, Ryan, I mean, with Myles Garrett coming back, are you starting to question this whole diatribe that he went on and saying it wasn't about the money, he wanted to go win? Like, are there more concerns now about Myles Garrett behind the scenes than we had before?
No, I said it last week. I mean, this was all for show. I knew he was. I said, hey, don't worry, he's going to come back. He's going to sign. He's going to be the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. And a couple of days later, he was. I wasn't worried. I thought this is all very calculated, and there's a reason why he was on Reporters Row and in the combine and during the Pro Bowl talking to all these guys. It's because he wanted money, and I don't blame him.
But don't you guys think like they already offered? I think they already offered him the same.
Sure.
From what I heard,
I'm
he
guessing.
got
I'm
that
guessing
offer
it's
and
the
was like, "No, I
guaranteed
don't wanna
money.
be here."
I'm guessing the guaranteed money is what he had fits with. I'm sure that the Browns were hesitant, especially with the last guaranteed contract. That I think that was what probably was holding it up. I can't confirm that. That's just speculation. But
you know what I think it was? I think he was trying to put them to the fire for once, dude. Like,
yeah, that's part of
Like,
it too, for sure.
we gotta show
Accountability.
everyone, like, yeah, he wanted them to be accountable,
Right.
put the pressure on them, and everyone. That's why everyone's like, "Oh, I don't feel bad. I don't even feel bad for Myles." Like he's right until he went on that thing and pissed off all of
Wow.
Cleveland. But I think he went a little far. But who knows?
If
I
he got
I
them to
agree.
be accountable, I don't think
It ain't
Kenny
gonna
Pickett
work.
is the move to.
Oh my gosh.
is to hold you.
I don't care about that shit.
I have so many tweets that
Do you know why they did
badmouth
that?
Kenny Pickett.
Dorsey taught us this years ago. It's easier to trade for players because you can get them cheaper when
Yeah,
you
it's
trade, because you don't
fine.
have to sign him to a new contract. He's a $2 million semi-vet quarterback. That's why you got him.
Who
He's your
shouldn't be on an
third-string
NFL
quarterback.
team.
Everyone's freaking out.
As a quick aside, screw Bryce Underwood and that team up north. By the way, he's trying to chirp at LeBron, a 22-year vet, saying it's over for Ohio State because I'm here. Screw you,
Who?
dude. Bryce Underwood,
number
the
one
that
quarterback
took
that
that
just-
$10
yeah.
million to go instead of
Who?
going to LSU.
Who?
Yeah.
Talking to LeBron? Who? Yeah.
Bryce under Scarlet and Gray. That's who. Sacked a lot.
Yeah, good luck, buddy.
I mean, it's great for the rivalry, but like LeBron James is not like he has been a someone that Ohio State has benefited from, even though he never went there, and has provided them with cleats along his shoe line and uniforms and all this other stuff. I don't think LeBron is someone you want to go chirping at, because when LeBron responds, tends to make an impact. So just a word of advice, young man, young blood, as Uncle Drew used to say.
Okay.
Well,
I'm sorry, it
I
just
need-
popped
I
up
need my-
on my
I need my
phone.
No, I
Like,
agree. Yeah,
my-
I mean, he
my
hasn't done
diamonds in the
anything,
rough
so-
soon. That's what I do. I wait for this every
well,
week, you
we're
guys.
getting there. We're
I
getting
know.
there. We're
Well,
getting
man,
there.
our show's coming to the end soon here,
I
bud.
know, But we were talking about Miles. Like, to me, that was the best facade ever put on. Then that was the best acting job ever put on. If this was still and it was only ever about money, then like I don't know. I can't take what you say at face value ever again. I can't trust you. I can't. I just at this point, you just go do what you do and sack the quarterback. I don't care anymore about asking you to be a leader or a great locker room guy and stuff like that.
Why would you trust him before? Why did
Well, because
so what is the movie? I think it's The Bronx Tale. And he goes, "Oh, that was my Mickey Mantle car." He's like, "Mickey Mantle ain't gonna pay your rent. He don't give a crap about you. Guess what? Myles Garrett don't give a crap about you. He don't care about any of us. I don't need to trust him. Know what I need him to do? I just need him to go sack the damn quarterback and play damn good football.
And that's how he gains
I
trust
don't
too.
give
So
a crap what that dude says.
he
Like,
plays
none
well.
of this
It's all
bothered
over,
me.
you know.
Agreed.
But to this point, when he is the face of your organization, the way you present yourself, and if you are going to claim that you're a leader, that is not leadership qualities. That is not any of that. So leave all that to the side. Never debate.
Lamar did it last year. I mean, it
Everyone-
happens every year. When players want a new contract,
But
they
Lamar,
Players don't
that
care.
was very clear
Here's
with
the only
Lamar.
thing that would
Right.
suffer our team. This is why I don't care about face value. And you're the face of the franchise. You got to say the nice thing because, like you said, players do this crap all the time.
All the time.
And guess what? Players don't care on the team because they separate. They're like, get your money. You do what you got to do. It ain't
Okay,
personal.
but
I
this
don't
is
care.
totally different.
Why is it different? Is
Because
it gonna-
everybody else, it's been known that they wanted money. He dug his toes in the sand and said, all I want to do is win and go to a contender, and downplayed and threw his teammates through the mud, and then comes back and signs for whatever money they were willing to give him.
Yeah.
That is
if
where,
the contract was the same, like they offered him,
right.
he came back for something other than just the contract.
That's all we can see right now, because he won't go out in front of anybody and say anything.
And then,
He didn't have to wait till the new league year started
like
to
you
say
said,
anything
maybe it was
anyways.
the guaranteed contract difference.
Because he's a player on the team, he doesn't have to wait for the new league year for this contract to be official. The contract extension, that's great. We have a great defensive end, one of the best of all time on this team. I don't want to hear anything ever again about that dude being a leader and great for the organization outside of
what's a leader?
sacking
I
other
disagree.
quarterbacks.
I
So
disagree.
you want everyone to be held accountable.
No.
He put everyone on accountability, like held everyone accountable.
Where's his accountability?
He doesn't need it.
What has he never done anything wrong on the
He's
field?
got
Oh
the
my
franchise
goodness.
leading sack
he
leader.
He went
did.
down Radio Row at the Super Bowl.
and said
and
some
literally-
words.
Oh my
Who
goodness.
cares?
He was literally
He said words, dude.
trying to
Did
go
they
to
hurt
other
anybody?
teams in front of everybody. In front
And what
of
did
the
he
world.
do? What did his
He
words?
cowered back to
Actions
money.
speak louder than words, Kevin. His actions are speaking much louder than his words are
No,
right now.
His
'cause he
pocketbooks
stayed
are
here.
speaking louder than anything.
Oh my God, he
I'm
took
fine
the most
with it.
money.
He came
That's
back with money,
everybody
and I'm
does.
fine with it. I don't care. I mean,
You guys need to care because this dude is
don't
one of the
bother
best
me.
players in this team.
We're not a winning franchise. We're not going to be a
All right,
winning
so
team
then
in the
it's
next
not gonna
couple of years.
change.
It's
That's
not.
what I'm
It's not.
asking for.
I think the
You're
things that would
asking for people
change
to
if we
get
would have
held for
traded him for first round
accountability.
picks
Yes,
and
and-
built, but we don't trust the guy
And
that's
he's
done
just
the picks.
buying into the money and not caring about anything else because like he doesn't actually care about winning. All he cares about is Miles freaking Garrett.
No, you're wrong. Because he wouldn't try this hard, dude. He wouldn't want to leave. He's sick of losing. That's what's bothering him.
He had everybody fooled.
I just
Everybody.
Agree to
Everybody
disagree.
fooled.
Agree to disagree.
He never said anything about money. Everybody else did. Everybody else that's gotten money has
cares?
said that.
So what?
So he put on the best show for everybody that's ever happened. And guess what? You can just shut your mouth, go do your dinosaur stuff off to the side, and all of that. My son loves dinosaurs, so I'm sure he'll be a fan of yours, but just go sack the quarterback. I don't want to hear anything else from you ever again.
Well, you're going to. He's the leader of your team. He's the best player.
I'm
on
not
your
gonna
team.
I'm not gonna listen to what he's saying because it doesn't matter.
And he don't care
as soon
if
as
you
he
don't
starts
listen.
playing on the field and getting sacks, we're all going to be right back on
Yeah.
board with Miles
If he-
Garrett. So.
I've
Dude,
never
he's the
actually-
best.
It's all
He's the
temporary.
best non-quarterback in the league. That's what matters. What he says doesn't matter. Dude, Charles Barkley's come out. He said it when he was playing, I am not a role model.
But
No,
you
listen,
are.
I am a sports player.
But you are.
No,
you are a
people
role
make
model.
them what they are.
No, you
He's
are.
a sports player, dude.
When you're in front of the world like that. Yes.
See, this is where
Your
people are
actions
wrong.
matter.
He doesn't have the personality of a role
If
model.
Your
so
role models
he
are
never
your
has.
parents. That's your real role models.
No,
That's
not
who it's
always.
supposed to be.
Not always. I can say the same thing. They're not always your role models.
The sports.
Depending on how you are brought up and everything like that, there are good parents and there's bad parents.
Yeah,
There's
I know.
good personalities in sports and there's bad personalities in sports. I've always thought he had the bad personality and a selfish.
Dude, you know how many people I've gone through in my life that said something and they've changed their mind? And what am I going to hate them forever because they changed their mind?
I do it all the time.
It's
It happens every day.
The fact I just believe Miles Garrett is a person who has many interests. He's a poet. He likes poetry. He likes dinosaurs. I think he's a person of many interests who is also incredibly gifted at football. Football might not even be his number one love. Aditi Kigawala has been saying that she doesn't know. Like he's talked about maybe one day he'll just go figure out poetry. He's got other things that he cares about. So
great.
the fact that he's so incredibly talented and it can break our franchise record, like Duke can. I'm not mad about it. Go out there. Like you said, do play well, and all is forgiven. So,
you can't forgive all.
oh,
of
for
that.
sure,
You
it's
know?
not. He hasn't done nearly as much as a lot of other people around
You-
there in
you
the city.
can't forgive
LeBron,
him. What did he do
LeBron,
that
look
was
how
so
LeBron
horrible
left,
that
and he was
hurt you
revered
in
and
any way
came
that
back
you
and
can't
loved
forgive him.
and
You're being
brought
too
us a
rough on him, dude.
championship.
No, I'm not.
Can't
It's
forgive
literally
him.
LeBron's situation. Except not even LeBron was way worse, and he
I
was
forgive
brought
people
in with
for
open
way
arms.
worse than what
It'll
he
be
said.
fine. It's just an overreaction from everyone.
It's not
Agreed.
an overreaction.
Yeah, it is.
It's
You're
not.
totally overreacting.
We'll see.
Kevin.
We'll see. I guess. I mean,
It's not an overreaction.
I can't forgive him
Not
for
when
what
so-
he said. I'm sorry,
He
dude. That is
drove
so
this.
wrong.
He took this city and drove it through the mud.
No, he didn't.
Yes,
he
he
didn't say anything
did.
bad
He
about the
never
city
said
of
anything
Cleveland.
about this fan base or anything like that.
Yes, he
All
said nothing
was,
but
I
nice
want
things.
this and I
He
want
loves
that.
the city. He actually said nothing but nice things about the city.
He did not.
And he
said
did.
one thing. One little
He
statement.
never said
He
anything
hid
bad
in
about
every
Cleveland
little
or the
selfish thing that he
fans.
said.
Never.
Every little selfish thing that he said. That's the problem, is everybody just buys in to what this team is doing and nothing ever changes.
I'm not bought in.
I know.
Football doesn't get better here because, oh my goodness, the offseason we had the greatest 5th round pick ever, and I'm just going to buy in. I'm Nick Carnes, and every little thing that this team does is absolutely great. Andrew Berry has laser eyes, and everything that they do is absolutely great. And then we turn around again, have one great year, and then a bunch of bad years
Yelling
again.
ain't gonna make your point any louder. First off, please stop, dude.
No, this is our show, and I get to do what I'm doing because I feel passionate about this.
Hey, I'm just telling you, you're passionate. You can't forgive a dude for wanting more money. You act like
I don't have to
you act
forgive
like
him.
he beat a woman or something, dude. You can't forgive him because he wanted more money.
I can't
Like, be a Christian if you're a Christian. Forgive and forget. Like, dude, he said something and changed his feelings and took money. And has he done nothing but try his hardest? Obviously, works his ass off in the offseason because
Not all
he's built
the
like a
time.
shit brick house.
There's a lot of games where he goes missing.
He also gets held
Because
every
he
play
gets
and
triple teamed
teamed.
nonstop, Kevin.
Aaron Donald didn't. Players like that don't.
Okay, Kevin.
TJ Watt always
took-
wrecks a game.
so
I know
you're
he hasn't
making-
won a
He's
playoff game.
taking plays off now. You're making assumptions.
He takes games off.
No, he doesn't.
That's,
No, he doesn't.
he goes absolutely missing in games.
That's why he's an all-pro, voted upon his peers
I'm
as
just-
the best at his
I'm
position.
just saying he's not
But-
perfect. You guys are making him out to be perfect, and he's not
Oh,
perfect.
he's
Not
about
perfect.
as near perfect as a defensive player as you can get.
He's not.
Yes, he is.
No.
What does he do that's not perfect on the
Oh,
field?
he
for his
racks up
position?
sacks in one game, and then the next game where, you know,
When he gets triple teamed and
where,
running
oh my
back
gosh,
chips
at the
him.
end of the year, I wish we would have won this game so we would have gotten this seed. Oh, I go back to that game. Who was missing?
Who
Oh,
else
the
is
game
on-
record.
Who else is on the defensive line that's helping him at all? Every signing that we've had, like Dalvin Tomlinson, cut the big signing. Everyone and nobody, he has no help. He's doing it all by himself. On the
Dalvin
defensive
Tomlinson
line.
was a cap casualty, not
Well-
because he wasn't productive. He played all 32
We're-
games.
Yeah,
that
great.
he
Just
was a
because
Where
he
has
player.
he
play
been
doesn't mean he
finishing in
doesn't do
defensive
anything.
MVPs, not to mention he won one. But he you
With
know,
Isaiah
because-
McGuire on the other
you don't
side,
win
that's
defensive
nothing.
MVP
I mean,
taking
he's
games
a
off,
hopeful
Kevin.
player, which is great. But like he needs help. Hopefully Michael Hall, somebody. Hopefully, maybe they'll draft Abdul Carter. I don't know, but like, dude deserves. I mean, he's one of the best players in the NFL, the best player, one of the best players in our franchise, and he deserves a little
so
credit.
just go do that.
And I want him to, and I'm gonna
Don't
cheer him
talk,
on.
Don't try to be a leader. None of that.
I don't think he has a personality to be a leader. I don't think he's trying to.
Then why was
necessarily.
everybody building him up that he was a great leader
I
over
don't.
the last 2 years?
I don't
That's
know.
my problem. He is not.
I've been hearing he needs to be more of a leader, not that he is the leader.
No, all I've heard is that, oh my gosh, he's taken on such a great leadership role. He's really grown up in that, and all of that. He did not. He's the same player that he was when he came in. So just go be what they drafted you to be, one
So
of the
wait,
greatest defensive
no.
ends of all time.
You're saying
I've heard
that
that-
everyone in the inside of that place is saying that he's a leader.
No, I've
Okay.
heard the opposite. I've heard that he speaks up at times, but isn't taken seriously because he did only.
I heard
It's
that
only
the
for
first
Myles
5
Garrett.
years. The last
So-
2, no. It was, oh my gosh, he's such a great leader.
From who? Who's telling you this? The players?
The players, the team, the media, all of that.
Well, nonetheless, he's a Cleveland Brown. We got him. I mean, I'm
Great.
excited to see him. So
Great. I'll root for him. But again, all of the other stuff that was being built up about him and around him, he's not that. Just go do that. Be a minority owner of the Cavs, cheer at the games, and now you won't be booed. So now your feelings can't get hurt. That's what really changed it all, was his feelings got hurt.
It sounds like your feelings got hurt.
It's just so easily that everybody just, welcome him back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how the business works, dude.
It's
Did,
not-
it-
it doesn't
did
have
everyone
to-
get all this mad when it was Lamar Jackson in Baltimore? Do you think
It
they
was
were mad?
clearly about the money.
It's always about the money, Kevin.
okay, so say Kevin Stefanski's gone next year, and Jimmy Haslam. You know what? I'm sorry, dude. In 49ers head coach right now.
Kyle Shanahan.
Shanahan. Yeah, Shanahan. He had a 30-page PowerPoint trying to leave the Browns. Hey, I want to come back. My contract's over. I want to be with the Browns. You're gonna be like, nope, sorry, you weren't part of it. 10 years ago. Sorry. Like, I
don't think Kyle Shanahan's as good of a coach as people think he is.
I mean, I do, but I'm way better than Stefanski.
He's
but-
pretty good. He took the last pick of the draft and took him to
Stefanski's
Super
better
Bowl.
than you say he is. Kyle Shanahan's not as good as other people say he is. And yes, we should take a quarterback with a number 2 pick. I'm over this whole we
Mhm.
got to trade down and all of that. Take the freaking quarterback.
Not a chance. Shots fired. This is fun, dude. I'm having fun.
I'll tell you this much. After the show, there's no hard feelings.
No,
I
yeah.
like that
I'm
we're
having
actually
fun.
getting intense about this and whatnot because
but
we
don't
constantly
all right,
agree.
but don't go in the show and tell me not to yell.
Well, you
because
just said we have conversations. We don't yell at each other, and you're
You did.
yelling
But
at
you-
us.
It happens naturally. We're not doing it all the time.
But we're not.
Okay.
Okay?
You're not as passionate about it as I am.
Come on.
Seriously.
You're
dude.
passionate about
Come on.
Ryan, give us your player and
We'll skip it till next week. It's 9 o'clock. So
all right. That's our show. Have a great night, everybody.
sign a Chubb.